Federica Mogherini at the bilateral meeting room of the UN headquarters. The Foreign Secretary said the heads of the state and the international agencies expressed this hope considering the regional stability, the Prime Minister's role on the Rohingya issue, regional economic development and integration. The global reading that was exposed following their meetings with the Prime Minister is that they will meet her as the Prime Minister next year, he added. The Press Secretary said the heads of state and international agencies expressed the hope that both democracy and development will go together in Bangladesh. They also expressed optimism that the upcoming national elections in Bangladesh will be free, fair and participatory, and the trend of democracy and development will continue in the country. The Prime Minister highlighted the problems related to the Rohingyas before them and urged the international community to keep up pressure on the Myanmar government so that they take back their nationals speedily. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has called for putting the world on the track of Paris Agreement to meet the long-term goals of addressing the climate disasters. The Prime Minister was addressing a high-level dialogue of the leaders on climate change implementation of the Paris Agreement towards COP24 and beyond at UN headquarters on Wednesday. She hoped that UN members will utilize the opportunity in COP24 scheduled for end of this year in Poland to have a more focused discussion on climate finance to meet pre-2020 ambition and long-term goals of Paris Agreement. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres conveyed the dialogue ahead of COP24 in Poland in December this year. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina accused neighbouring Myanmar of finding new excuses to delay the return of more than 7 lakh Rohingya who were forced across the border over the past year. She said this at an interview with Reuters at New York on Tuesday. Sheikh Hasina said patience is growing thin with Myanmar's leader, Nobel Peace Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi, and its military that wields the main power there. Sheikh Hasina has called on the international community to give more pressure to Myanmar for the implementation of the repatriation deal.
We set up a committee also, joint committee. Everything is said, but they are not taking them back. That is the main thing. And just not to take them back, every time they try to find out some new excuse. She seems to be a little reluctant about it. Well, I can understand the reason, because you know, in Myanmar military, actually power lies with the military. They are the main powerful. They decide everything. But she could have raised this issue because international community, they wanted that she should act. And she had good chance. Through this issue, she could have, hold his power more strongly.
President Mohammad Abdul Hamid has asked students to study sincerely so that they can compete in the global market. He said this to the students on the occasion of Golden Jubilee of Haji Tayebuddin High School at Mitamoin this evening. Noting that the world is now highly competitive, the President said the students must make themselves skilled not only to face the local competition but also across the globe. Giving an example of competitive job markets in the country, the students should learn more, while the government should create more employment opportunities, he added. About the quality teaching, President Abdul Hamid urged the teachers to gather world-standard knowledge so that the learners can get more updated knowledge and information from their teachers. The President hoped that the country is proceeding towards tremendous development, and if it continues, it will be possible to become a developed country within 2041, in line with the Charter of Vision of the present government. Justice of High Court Division Mohammad Amir Hussain, Engineer Rezwan Ahmed Tawfiq MP, President's Secretary Shamput Borua, President's Military Secretary Major General Sarwar Hussain, Kishoreganj Jila Parishad Chairman Advocate Zilur Rahman, and School Headmaster Subhash Chandra Vaishnav, among others, also were present on the occasion. Earlier, the President Mohammad Abdul Hamid, now on a 5-day tour in different upajalas of his home district, witnessed some development projects including the 50-bed Mitamoin Hospital and Tomiza Khatun Government Girls High School. Rizwan Ahmed Tawfiq MP and President's secretaries were also present. The 72nd following the footsteps of her father. On behalf of the Awami League, the birthday of the Prime Minister was dedicated to the poor and destitute people. On the occasion, Milad and Dua Mahfils will be held in the capital city and different parts of the country. Special prayers at mosques, temples, churches, pagodas and other religious places across the country will also be offered, seeking divine blessings for good health and long life of the Premier, who is now in the United States in connection with the 73rd United Nations General Assembly session. A function was organized by Shotirtho Shojon marking the birth anniversary of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at the National Museum in Dhaka today. 2 books were unveiled at the function written by Egyptian journalist Mohsin Al-Arishi in Arabic, titled Hasina, Haqaiq and Asatir, of which Bengali translation was Sheikh Hasina, Upokhan o Bastobota, and another was book honor titled Timir Honone Netri. National Professor Rafiqul Islam presided over the function. Among others, Shohid Joya Shamoli Nasrin Chaudhry, writer of the book Mohsin Al-Arishi, Director General of Bangla Academy Dr. Shamsuzzaman Khan, former Bangladesh Bank Governor Dr. Atiur Rahman, President of the National Press Club Muhammad Shafiqur Rahman, Sector Commanders Forum General Secretary Harun Habib, drama personality Ramnendu Mojumdar, and Vice Chancellor of Sheikh Mujib Medical University Dr. Konok Kanti Borua also attended the function.
Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry has said Asia-European Parliamentary Partnership ASEP can play a vital role in tackling the risk of climate change. She made this comment while speaking at the inaugural session of the 10th ASEP meeting at Brussels today. The speaker urged for building meaningful partnership in local, national, regional and international level for setting a program to combat climate change. ASEP could make great contribution to implement Paris Pact, to ensure food and trade security and eliminate all kinds of inequality, she added. Later, Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry spoke at a press meeting organized by European Parliament on the tactics on tackling the climate change and its risks. Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir has said Awami League will not announce any program to counter BNP's rally in the capital. But if BNP wants to create anarchy and sabotage in the name of political program, they will be restrained strictly. The Awami League General Secretary said this to a joint meeting of Awami League Secretariat and the Presidents and General Secretaries of associate bodies at the party office at Bongobuntu Avenue in the capital today. Awami League Joint General Secretaries Mahbubul Alam Hanif and Abdur Rahman, Organizing Secretary B.M. Mozammel Haq and Khalid Mahmood Chaudhry, Agriculture and Cooperative Secretary Faridun Nahar Laili, Information and Research Secretary Advocate Afzal Hussain, Deputy Office Secretary Barrister Biplab Borua and Borguna District Awami League President Dhirendra Debnath Shambhu and General Secretary Mohammad Jahangir Kabir, amongst others, were present on the occasion. Obaidul Qadir said Awami League will conduct a week-long campaign at district, Upojala and union levels across the country, including capital Dhaka, from 1st of October ahead of the next general elections. Earlier, the Awami League General Secretary exchanged views with the leaders of Borguna Awami League. Jashud President and Information Minister Hasanul Haq Inu has said unity of BNP Jamaat and Dr. Kamal Hussain is in fact unity of dreaming freedom of militant collaborators, 5 terrorists and war criminals. He said the aim of the unity is to save killers of 71, 75 and 21st of August, militants, terrorists and collaborators. The Information Minister said this while talking with the journalists at Kushtia Circuit House today. Jashud Central Committee member Mohammad Abdullah, Kushtia District Jashud President Ghulam Mohsin and Joint General Secretary Zillur Rahman amongst others were present on the occasion. Hasanul Haq Inu said proposal of national unity was given with a view to halt next general elections and create a constitutional crisis in the country. Later, the Information Minister inaugurated 100% electrification of Pulbaria Union at Mirpur Upojala in Kushtia. Jashud Central Committee Organizing Secretary Abdul Alim Shopon and General Manager of Kushtia Polli Bidyut Shomiti Harun Rashid, amongst others, were present on the occasion.
And now, international news. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani on Wednesday urged President Donald Trump to stop bullying Tehran into submitting into the demands of the US. In a press conference with Western media, Rouhani also said it is clear during his meeting with world leaders at the sidelines of the UN General Assembly that Trump's decision to withdraw from the nuclear deal has isolated the US. The US decision to withdraw from the nuclear deal was not agreed upon by other parties. It is considered a mistake by other countries, Rouhani said in an unprecedented press conference with Western media. The Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia, the Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates to Washington, and the Director of Israel's Mossad spy agency have joined ranks in pushing for regime change in Iran. Speaking alongside U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton and U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Adel Al-Zubair called for the overthrow of the Iranian government, saying the Islamic Republic has unlikely to change on its own volition. Unless the pressure internally is extremely intense, they will not open up, Al-Zubair said at the United Against Nuclear Iran conference in New York City, which was attended by states that opposed the 2015 nuclear deal with Iran. More than 50,000 peace lovers and the leaders from around the world attended the 4th Peace Festival in Incheon, Asia Main Stadium in Seoul, seeking support of the international community and UN to adopt a resolution to confirm Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War, DPCW. The Peace Festival was organized by Heavenly Culture, World Peace and Restoration of Light, HWPL, the biggest peace volunteer organization of the world. This festival was held while South Korea Prime Minister Moon Jae-in had a peace dialogue with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in Pyongyang. The world leaders urged the reunification of 2 Koreas and disarmament of nuclear weapons. World leaders, former president and prime ministers, judges and international law experts have joined the Peace Festival and delivered their speeches to maintain world peace with the slogan of "We are one for world peace." While addressing the summit, the chairman of HWPL, Chairman Man Hee Lee, said, "Without the people, there is no nation. Without peace, there will be no nation." A colorful display and fireworks were made focusing on world peace and stopping war throughout the world. More than 50,000 audience praised the colorful display in the Incheon Asiad Stadium of South Korea. Back to national news. Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir paid a courtesy call and Commerce, Industry and Civil Aviation Minister of India Suresh Prabhu at a local hotel in Dhaka today. During the call-on, both the leaders expressed their commitments to further accelerating the friendly relationship between the two countries. Indian High Commissioner Harshvardhan Shringla was also present. Later, Obaidul Qadir, while briefing the journalists, said the Indian government hoped that a free and fair general election will be held in Bangladesh like that of India. Cabinet Division has signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with Bangladesh Communication Satellite Company Limited BCSCL to get services of Bangabandhu Satellite 1. Additional Secretary Reform of the Cabinet Division Sultan Ahmed and BCSCL Managing Director Mohammad Saiful Islam have signed the MOU on behalf of the respective sides. Cabinet Secretary Muhammad Shafiul Alam, Secretary Coordination and Reform N.M. Ziaul Alam, and Secretary of Post and Telecommunication Division Shyam Sundar Shikdar, among others, were present on the occasion. The Cabinet Secretary said government is working to reach services of Bangabandhu satellite to all government and non-government offices and remote areas of the country at a fair price.
Now weather. Light to moderate rain or thunder shower is likely to occur in some places across the country in the next 24 hours. Bangladesh Meteorological Department said today light to moderate rain or thunder showers accompanied by temporary gusty wind is likely to occur at places over Mymensingh, Chattogram and Sylhet divisions and at one or two places over Rangpur, Rajshahi, Dhaka, Khulna and Borishal divisions with moderately heavy rainfalls. Day and night temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country during the period. Now news on sports. After a magnificent victory over Pakistan, motivated Tigers are ready to roar again as they face India in the final of Asia Cup, scheduled to be held tomorrow at Dubai International Cricket Stadium in United Arab Emirates. The match kicks off at 5:30 p.m. Bangladesh Television will telecast the match live. India will remain overwhelming favourites to win the tournament for a record 7th time, while Bangladesh will be hoping to be first-time lucky winner of the Asia Cup. And now to end the bulletin, a repeat of the top stories. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina scheduled to address UNGA tonight. World leaders want to see Sheikh Hasina as Prime Minister again to continue progress of Bangladesh, says Foreign Secretary M. Shahidul Haq. Rohingya repatriation delayed due to lame excuses of Myanmar, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina tells Reuters. Stern action to be taken if BNP tries to create anarchy in the name of public rally, says Obaidul Qadir. Aim of BNP Jamaat and Dr. Kamal's unity to free militant collaborators, fire terrorists and war criminals, comments Information Minister Hassanul Haq Inu. United States become friendless after leaving 2015 nuclear treaty, says Iranian President Hassan Rouhani. And Tigers to face India tomorrow in Asia Cup cricket final.
That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us and we invite you to watch our 11:30 Bangla News. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.